annuity crowd of people who go out and just sell everybody an equity indexed annuity.
Yep.
Is a tough one.
Yeah. So why don't you just buy the
oh,
annuity direct yourself? You can avoid some costs.
Yeah. A little change of subject. I was going to ask, as far as political risk is, if something were to happen, for example, I've been listening to this guy's name's he's an architect. His name's Richard Gage. He's an AIA. Okay. And he's got 700 architects and engineers who have signed a petition. These guys all believe that these three high-rises that collapsed, World Trade Center 1, 2, and 7, were collapsed as a result of a controlled demolition. And I've been following this for a couple years, and he's now getting some mainstream media attention. He was on Fox 26 in Fresno 2 weeks ago. Last week he was on KCEO radio. These guys are taking him very seriously, and I've been following the story. And I've got a couple of coworkers that we're all looking at this stuff over the last couple of years. Anyone that looks at the World Trade Center 7 and sees that thing, the way it collapses at free fall speed symmetrically for the first time, they just go, "I've never heard of that." But anyway, my point is that something like this comes out, couldn't that drop the market?
I don't think it would, Steve, only because I think almost everybody has a picture in their mind what they saw. They saw those two planes hit the World Trade Center. Okay.
Oh, and everyone, people agree with that. Everyone saw the planes hit, of course.
So, but you're when these people saying, so you see the plane hit, and did you notice how it collapsed? It collapsed from where the plane hit from the top.
Yes.
Okay. Now, whenever you see a demolition, someone actually blowing something up, it collapses inward on itself from all this straight down. That's not what happened. It rolled from the top all the way down.
Yeah, it crashed it, straight down through the path of most resistance, pulverizing everything into dust straight down. But with Building 7, it never got hit by a plane, and it looked like a classic controlled demolition. If you look at this Fox News, look at Richard Gage, Fox 26 in Fresno, and look at the video. They show the collapse of World Trade Center 7, never hit by a plane. Okay.
But you're presupposing that someone knew the plane was going to happen, that they knew that they were going to the other ones are going to collapse, so they can demolish that particular one or the other two around it.
Oh well, it's
hard to believe that
the NIST report. Yeah, this would have had to have been done in advance.
Yeah, in advance.
And that's why I can't believe that there's no. At least this thing should be debunked, but no one wants to talk about it. There's 700 architects and engineers who, if you read their backgrounds, they're the real deal.
Yeah.
Why would they think this?
I don't know.
And a peer-reviewed paper, Professor Stephen Jones from BYU, he's a physics professor. He has a peer-reviewed paper. It was just published 2 months ago, and they found evidence of explosives in all the dust. And this was made national television in Danish television.
It would be very difficult for me to believe that. I think most people.
It's a tough thing to look at. I'm telling you. I just thought that maybe
you're asking me if it's going to affect the market. I don't think so.
I would look into it before I start putting money back in, because I think the story. I mean, it's been out there for a while, but now that he's been on KGO, he was on KOGO Coast to Coast. He was on there for 2 hours last night, 3 hours the night before, and everyone's taking him very seriously. And you should listen to the guy talk. It's amazing how much he knows, and it's like it'll just blow you away. He's not a conspiracy theorist. He just talks about. He's a building professional. He talks about forensic evidence found at the crime scene only.
Well, Steve, that's very interesting. But we talk about stocks and values here. So whether they got blown up, I doubt it seriously. But
yeah,
I appreciate.
Well, thanks for taking my call. And I'm thinking maybe a double. Either way, I'm thinking maybe this S&P 500 will go down a little bit more before it goes back up. What do you think?
That's very possible. It's very possible. It would be normal to have like a 10% pullback before it does anything else. That would be normal.
Historically, it looks like it does that. So, thanks for letting me change the subject a little bit. I just thought, I'm a financial advisor, and I wondered about the market and this other new information. Well, thanks again.
Thanks.